Mom's Weekend starts today, and understandably, it looks different because of COVID-19, but the traditions must go on. The Japan House in particular will be celebrating this weekend with tea ceremonies and their spring open house event. We have Michael Darin, the Education and Experience Coordinator for the Japan House, to talk about tomorrow's event and more. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. But first off, can you start by telling us more about the Japan House and its community and its mission in the community?
Japan House is part of the University of Illinois, but we also straddle the local community with offering traditional Japanese art events. And so typically we would be open to have a Japanese tea ceremony. We might, this weekend, typically we'd have an open house and just have people come through, see what we're doing. But we're constantly trying to just introduce people to basically what's called chado, or the way of ceremony. And it's where you share a bowl of matcha tea, which is about a 500-year-old practice. We're located in the Arboretum, and so right now it's beautiful here today with all of the sakura blooming. Those are the Japanese cherry blossoms. And so it's a wonderful place to come and visit not only Japan House, but the Arboretum as a whole, where we sit just on Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And what can students expect from tomorrow's spring open house event and the tea ceremonies following it?
So tomorrow we're working with a friend who is out in California. So one of the things with being shut down in a way, COVID related, we've been able to reach out to other artists that aren't typically part of our lineup. So we're working with a man who's friends with our sensei, or our founder, Shozo Sato. This man, Kerry Marshall, builds these beautiful pieces of furniture and other items out of old reclaimed redwood that are pulled out of the river in Mendocino, California. He used to be Shozo's neighbor. So it's this wonderful story that lasts 20 years or so. Kerry's going to be doing an online presentation for us talking about the woodworking that he does, and then you'll have a moment to see him and Shozo interact. And then the tea ceremony we have coming up, we have a virtual tea ceremony planned for tomorrow. So we have already sent out their kit. If they're local, the student is here, they get one half the kit, their mom or their loved one or whomever gets the other half in Chicago or wherever they might be. They'll watch a tea ceremony on live with our tea students, which is part of a local tea group, not university related. And they will be doing a Japanese tea ceremony for the participants. And then we'll cut to live with them, and we'll teach everybody how to whisk a bowl of matcha and how to serve it properly. And they get a little sweet to eat with it. So it's a really exciting day for us. It's our first tea ceremonies that we've had since we shut down last spring. So although they're virtual, it is our first tea ceremonies that we will be offering.
Yeah, again, it's great to hear about what you guys are doing to do what, even though we're still in pandemic, but besides the events, but can you tell us more about the cherry blossoms? Because I knew they bloomed this week. So how long are they going to stay around in Champaign for?
So that's always a question. The part of cherry blossoms that makes them so wonderful and part of Japanese culture is the sort of idea that as soon as they bloom, they're going to start fading. And it's really about really enjoying each day as it comes, celebrating life, because we know it's not forever. And so these beautiful cherry blossoms started to bloom a couple of days ago. Right now they're in what's called full bloom. And with the rain yesterday and a little bit of the sun we've had today, they're just glorious. They will start to fall here in the next day or so. And so that's also a beautiful process. It's almost like snow falling, but in the spring, these beautiful pink petals are falling. And then, you know, the end of it is always a somber time, but it is a reflection on life and how it is renewed every year. So besides those trees, we have a lot of other trees that are blooming. There's beautiful weeping trees, weeping cherry trees, all sort of blooming things out here. So really we encourage people just to come out, enjoy it. We are still, you know, wishing people to wear a mask if possible, to, you know, keep social distancing, but there has been tons of people out here this week, and we're thinking all the way through the weekend that you would still be able to really enjoy them.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. I'm going to have to go outside there and check it out myself. Well, that's all we got for you today, but thank you again for joining us on the show.
And we'll see you out here. Thanks.